Have you ever stopped to wonder if the people you watch on television are really the same people once the cameras stop rolling? Sometimes the loudest story isn't the true one, and sometimes the person who matters the most is the one almost nobody notices. For years, fans of Bad Chad Customs tuned in for the wild builds, heated arguments, and incredible ideas that transformed piles of metal into unforgettable custom cars. Viewers were captivated by the excitement, the larger-than-life personalities, and the constant chaos. But what if none of that was the real story? What if the heart of Bad Chad Customs was never the cars, never the arguments, and not even the man everyone came to watch? What if the real story belonged to someone quietly working behind the scenes, holding everything together while the spotlight remained focused elsewhere? After years of rumors, speculation, and silence, Jolene has finally decided to speak. And what she shares doesn't just change the way people see her, it changes the entire narrative surrounding Bad Chad Customs. One sentence stood out more than anything else: "I'm strong and determined, but some things do wear me down." Those weren't the words of someone looking for sympathy. They weren't spoken out of anger or frustration. They came from someone who had spent years carrying a burden that very few people ever noticed. This isn't another dramatic expose filled with accusations or blame. It's something much quieter and far more powerful. It's the kind of truth that only comes from someone who remained silent for years, choosing survival over confrontation. While millions of viewers enjoyed the excitement on television, another story was unfolding behind the cameras. It wasn't filled with dramatic music or viral moments. It was built on constant pressure, emotional exhaustion, and responsibilities that rarely received any recognition. Jolene didn't disappear. She endured. And the silence that followed wasn't a sign of weakness. It was the only way she knew how to survive. Before we continue, if you enjoy stories that uncover what really happens behind the scenes, take a moment to subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us continue sharing stories that deserve to be told with honesty and respect. Because once the cameras stop rolling, the edits disappear, and the rumors begin to fall apart, an entirely different picture starts to emerge. The myths slowly crumble, and the quiet person who spent years holding everything together finally gets the chance to explain what viewers never saw, what the comments never understood, and why walking away ultimately became her only path forward. For years, fans kept asking the same questions. Where did Jolene go? Why did she suddenly disappear? Why did nobody ever explain what happened? The speculation spread everywhere, old videos filled with questions. Facebook groups debated endless theories, and YouTube comments were flooded with assumptions. Some believed she had been pushed out. Others claimed she simply couldn't handle the pressure anymore. There were even people who insisted she had never been an important part of the show in the first place. But the truth turned out to be something far different. It wasn't louder, it was quieter, and it was far more painful. Jolene didn't walk away because she wanted fame somewhere else. She didn't leave because she stopped caring, and she certainly didn't leave because she wasn't strong enough. She left because staying was slowly breaking her. Jolene didn't leave because she lacked strength. She walked away because remaining in that environment was slowly draining every part of her. While viewers were entertained by bold personalities, heated moments, and incredible custom builds, she was carrying a weight that no camera ever captured. Every deadline became another source of pressure. Financial struggles never stopped. Customer complaints kept piling up. The emotional burden grew heavier with every passing day. These weren't the moments that made exciting television, but they were the realities that quietly wore people down behind the scenes. Reality TV has a way of turning chaos into entertainment. For the audience, it ends when the credits roll. But for the people living that life, the pressure doesn't disappear when the cameras stop recording. It follows them home. It lingers through sleepless nights. It stays with them long after the filming is over. Jolene later admitted that the silence almost broke her. Imagine watching millions of strangers discuss your life as though they know the full story, when in reality, most of them have no idea what was happening behind closed doors. Imagine reading comments, rumors, and assumptions while feeling unable to defend yourself because speaking out might only make everything worse. That kind of silence isn't peaceful. It's exhausting. Day after day, Jolene carried responsibilities that few people ever recognize. Every setback became her burden. Every unexpected problem landed on her shoulders. While viewers watched the loudest moments unfold on screen, she was managing the quiet crises that kept the business from falling apart. She handled scheduling, customer relationships, finances, damage control, and the emotional balance that held everything together. Those responsibilities rarely made it into an episode because quiet dedication doesn't create dramatic television. Yet without that unseen work, the business couldn't have functioned. That's where this story takes a different direction. It stops being about custom cars. It stops being about television. Instead, it becomes a story about pressure, sacrifice, and what happens when someone gives everything they have until there's almost nothing left of themselves. Eventually, Jolene came to a painful realization. Silence can protect you for a while, but if it lasts too long, it can also erase you. Little by little, she felt herself disappearing, not only from the show, but from the story people believed. The public no longer saw the role she played. Her contributions were slowly forgotten while others continued to define the narrative. That's when she made the most difficult decision of her life. She walked away, not to punish anyone, not to create headlines, and not to start a public feud. She left because she needed to survive. The decision came at an enormous cost. Years of hard work, years of dedication, years spent helping build something from the ground up, opportunities she knew she might never get back. Even so, she has never said it was the wrong choice, because sometimes the strongest thing a person can do is leave the very thing that's destroying them. After she stepped away, something unexpected happened. The internet created its own version of the story. People who had never met her believed they knew exactly what happened. Viewers who had only seen carefully edited television episodes decided who she was, why she left, and what her role had been. Most of those assumptions couldn't have been further from the truth. Still, Jolene chose not to respond. She remained silent for years because real healing